Watching News Center 5, local live coverage you can count on.
In the average American classroom, it's estimated that at least one child has attention deficit disorder, also more commonly known as ADD. Now, for many, it's becoming more clear that ADD has a genetic link, and that has a lot of parents getting diagnosed as well. Kelly Raymond was in her late 30s when her two sons were diagnosed with attention deficit disorder. And as she learned about their inattentiveness, she began to see herself.
These guys were diagnosed, and I thought, that's the problem. It's me, too. I remember feeling very restless and antsy, and I couldn't sit still.
Kelly and her sons are getting treatment at the ADD Health and Wellness Center in North Andover. Dr. Teresa Cerulli says this case is very common because ADD runs in families.
The genetics are strong. ADD is almost as heritable as height. That for families, what that means is generally if there's a child with ADD, that there's one parent that has ADD.
I think, right, my brother and my dad, I think, are probably ADD.
Dr. Cerulli says a lot of adults were never diagnosed with ADD as children. It's estimated that 8 million adults have it, but only 25% know it.
Adults and children that don't have the hyperactive and impulsive symptoms, it goes unrecognized.
I wasn't really hyperactive.
You're losing your keys, missing appointments, forgetting to pick up the milk.
Adults with ADD can be forgetful, fidgety, have difficulty following through on instructions, and oftentimes are distracted.
You'll be in a conversation with an adult with ADD and they'll repeat the same question they just asked you because they asked it, but then their mind just jumped to something else. They didn't actually hear the answer, so they'll repeat the question.
But Dr. Cerulli cautions just because you're easily distracted or just because your child has ADD does not mean that you have the disorder.
You cannot develop this as an adult. That's just called stress, everyday life, responsibilities. It has to have been since childhood that the person has struggled with these differences.
If you feel that you may be suffering from ADD, the Greater Boston ADD Health and Wellness Center has a free evaluation program to point you in the right direction. And for more information, go to thebostonchannel.com, click on Health.
As we continue this afternoon.